Greetings, everybody. It's me again, your friendly neighborhood Uncle Pete, and this is my series, Nails in a Coffin, where we learn that with great kills, there must also come great nails. We started the Puppet Master franchise a few weeks ago so far, and I'm really enjoying it. I like the first 3 films. I'm not confident it's going to last the further we get into the franchise, but here's a look at the average nails in a coffin for the movies I've covered so far. See, Puppet Master had an average of 1.5 nails in a coffin. Part 2, a little bit lower, 1.41 nails in a coffin. And Puppet Master 3 tying with number 1 with an average of 1.5 nails in a coffin. If you see my past few Puppet Master videos with nails in a coffin, you notice that I think my Green Goblin figure came to life because I'm covering the Puppet Master movies. I don't know what's going on. I couldn't find him. Then he reappeared back on my shelf. He hasn't moved since, but I'm going to have to keep my senses sharp to look out for danger, so just wish me luck on that. Before we get started, I'd like to ask if you consider hitting that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. I do put a brand new Nails in a Coffin episode out every single Friday, and you don't want to miss because they're a ton of fun. Also, I have a new series that I'm debuting in a few weeks. I can't tell you what it is yet. I'm still trying to hash some things out, but it's going to involve my viewers as well. The plot of this movie revolves around a young scientist, Rick, who's attacked by demons from the underworld, and he's protected by Andre Toulon's puppets. A demon lord called Sutek is in the underworld, and he sends a trio of servants called totems, which are magically controlled by 3 of his minions called Watchers, to kill those who are trying to possess the secret of animation, including the magic that Sutek says Andre Toulon stole from him, which was actually used to give his puppets life. There's also a team of researchers working on the development of artificial intelligence who are getting close to discovering Toulon's secret. Sutek sends one of the totems as a package to 2 of the researchers involved, Dr. Piper and Dr. Baker. First kill in the movie, Dr. Piper is working late at night starting to wrap things up. She opens this mysterious package that contains one of Sutek's totems. And she called it an ugly little thing, and she's getting ready to leave for the night. She's at the door, the lights go out, and she doesn't get to leave yet. She's checking her computer, and she drops her keys on the floor. When she goes to pick them up, there's one of the totems that cuts off one of her fingers. She screams and tries to hit the emergency button, but the security guard is on rounds. She can't get out of the door, and I'm guessing maybe it's an electronic lock due to the power going out. When she's trying to open the door, a totem jumps on her back, attacking her. She's fighting hard to get him off, thrashing around. She's able to get a hold of him and throw him across the room, and she's on the floor injured. Totem rushes at her, and he gets on top of her and kills her. He then drains her soul, transferring the power to Sutek and his minions. The first death was Dr. Piper, and she earned herself 2.5 nails in a coffin. As soon as her finger was chopped off, she went for the emergency button, and she tried to get out the door when Totem jumped on her back. She fought hard to get the puppet off of him. She was able to grab him and throw him across the room, and I don't think she made it too easy for a Totem to kill her. And the reason I didn't give her 3 nails was because as soon as she threw Totem off, she should have gotten to her feet so she can, be more mobile and have a better chance to fight off this evil demon puppet. But she did more than most people in slashers and in this franchise, so I think she did pretty well, and I feel she earned herself at least 2.5 nails in the coffin. After Dr. Piper's kill, we meet one of the other researchers, Rick Myers, who's working at a caretaker at the Bodega Bay Inn. He's using it as a place to conduct his experiments on the AI project. He was talking to his girlfriend on her phone, and when he hangs up, he plays a game of laser tag with some of the small robots he was working on. And that looks like a lot of fun, because I kind of want to play laser tag with mini robots. We then go back to the research facility, which is called Phoenix Division, a little derivative, but cool sounding name nonetheless. Dr. Baker is in his lab. He gets a phone call from reception informing him of a package. He picks it up, and then we see him open it in his lab. Turns out to be another totem. He's kind of puzzled when he looks at it, and he just places it on a table. He then starts hearing things, and I guess he kind of got freaked out, thinking it's coming from the puppet. So he places it in his nuclear-powered top-secret incinerator that he has in his lab. He closes the door on it and goes back to work. He starts hearing things again, and then he opens the door. He looks inside right as Totem lunges at him and claws him in the face. We then see Totem take his soul just like he did with Dr. Piper. Dr. Baker is awarded 2 nails in a coffin. He got creeped out by a doll and put it in a fire. I still don't understand what a nuclear-powered top-secret incinerator really is and why it would be in somebody's lab, not someone more secure. Anyways, He opened the door when he heard something, and I don't think he could have a clue this doll would lunge at him and start slashing him in the face. Now, we don't actually see how hard he tried to get the doll off his face. There's not much of the kill, just him flying backwards. But I can't assume that these totems are powered with magic. And we do see Totem sucking out his soul. So based on what I saw here, I really can't take too many points off, so I feel going down the middle will be fair and give him 2 nails in the coffin. Back over at Bodega Bay Inn, Rick is hosting his girlfriend Susie, her friend Lauren, and Cameron, your other friend. But Cameron kind of looks like a Chad or a Todd. He has that essence, I would say. After dinner, Rick shows everyone where his setup is, where he works, what he does, and while looking around, Cameron just continues to prove what a douchebag he really is. Lauren is looking at the blade puppet, what happens to be there, and she asks Rick if he can show her where he found it. Rick shows him, and they also find another one of Toulon's chests. They have to use acid to break the lock open, and once they open it, they find an old Ouija board type game, Andre Toulon's diary, and Pinhead, Tunneler, 6-shooter, and Jester. Rick is reading the diary and learns that Andre was trying to keep his secret formula, secret from Nazis who wanted to use it for evil. We then go back to Rick's lab, and Susie was looking through the chest. She finds this little pouch, and she finds Andre's secret formula, which of course does look like reagent. And Rick decides to use it to revive the puppets. He injects 6-shooter first, along with some convenient lightning, then Pinhead and Tunneler. It doesn't work right away, but after a few minutes, when Cameron is acting like a turd, Pinhead wakes up and grabs at him. We then see 6-shooter wake up next, followed by Tunneler, and lastly, Jester. When the puppets wake up, this kind of alerts Sutek in the demon world, and he vows to take back the secrets that he says Andre Toulon stole from him. Cameron is a douche, and of course we learn that he wants to use this for his own financial gain. He and Lauren plan to use the Ouija board to contact Toulon to ask him for the exact composition of the formula since it wasn't written down in the diary. When they use the board, the glowing pyramid on it turns out to be a conduit between the demon world and the mortal world. Sutek uses this link to send 2 of his totems through the pyramid to attack. Cameron and Lauren panic and they attempt to flee the inn. They tell Rick they're leaving now and they should do so as well. Cameron and Lauren get in the car, but Cameron can't get the car to start because it helps the plot. He tells Lauren to get out and push. She gets out and this a-hole locks the door and just motions for her to get out and push from behind, ignoring her until she goes to push it. Well, good for Cameron. Not. He's attacked by one of the totems. He's struggling back and forth with the totem for a moment, but it's of no use and this douchebag is killed. Cameron is the actually last human death in this movie, and I'm going to give this idiot 1 nail in the coffin. First, it was his idea to use the Ouija board to contact Toulon to get the formula so he can use it to get rich. He locked Lauren out of the car so that she can go push. So much for being a gentleman or just a decent human being. He couldn't fight off Totem, and thanks to his actions, Lauren couldn't get in the car to help him. He was the type of person that he'll trip you so he can get away from a murderer while you're attacked. He never tried to open the door himself after he locked it. It looked like he didn't even try to grab onto the puppet to get a good grip and try and hold it back or throw it on the side of the car. He just flailed around screaming, not helping himself at all. Basically, he locked the door since he was a misogynistic jerk, and because of all that, he's dead with 1 nail in the coffin. There are no more human deaths in Puppet Master 4. However, I will go over the rest of the movie talking about the puppets' deaths and ending. I just won't count how the totems die and the puppets and rate them. Plus, it's just cool to watch the rest of the puppets fight in this movie. After Cameron was killed, Lauren ran back to the inn. Now, there's another totem, probably one of the ones that was sent in the package, that's on the hunt at the inn. The puppets, their goal is to protect Rick, and they're looking for this other totem. We have Blade, Pinhead, and Tunneler in the hotel's kitchen, and they encounter one of the totems. The totem jumps on top of Blade, and they're wrestling back and forth with each other. Pinhead helps his buddy out. He grabs a cast iron pan, smashes Totem with it, sending him flying across the room. Blade and Pinhead rush at Totem, pinning him to the wall. There's Tunneler. He starts spinning his drill and goes right into Totem's stomach, killing Totem and the minion controlling Sutek in the underworld. After Totem is killed, Pinhead is being a good little buddy and he's cleaning Tunneler's drill off. Aww. The puppets then hear Toulon's voice tell them,
"The magic must prevail. Decapitron, his time has come."
Rick is with Susie and Lauren. Lauren's pretty much in shock after what happened to Cameron. All the puppets walk into a room and they pull out another trunk and show it to Rick. Pinhead opens a trunk and inside is another puppet. All the puppets work together to hook this new guy up to a lightning rod on the roof of the hotel. This is very similar to Frankenstein's monster. Meanwhile, another totem gets into the room. Six-shooter lassos a wire onto it with the other end connected to the lightning rod, which is struck by lightning, and electricity goes into the totem, killing him and the minion controlling him in the underworld. The electricity from the lightning killed totem, but it also awakened the Capitron. It's Andre Toulon. He tells Rick that the secret is in the formula, and the last file of the formula was with Cameron in the car, so Rick has to go to the car to get the last vial of formula. He then uses a combination of science and magic to give full life to Decapitron. The third totem runs into the room, freaking everybody out, and Decapitron takes his silver head off, and Pinhead helps him put on a new one that looks like little mini electrical transformers on it. Blade and the totem are engaging in hand-to-hand combat. Totem gets the best of Blade and sends him flying across the room. Decapitron is all charged up now, and he starts shooting bolts of electricity at Totem. Meanwhile, all the other puppets are cheering him on. This was a really fun part of the movie, watching the puppets cheer on Decapitron. So, after multiple bolts of electricity, the last of the Totem explodes, killing another one of Sutek's minions in the underworld. Pinhead then puts Decapitron's silver head back on, and it changes to Andre Toulon's head. He tells Rick to protect his secret from evil and that Rick is the new puppet master. Andre's head fades away and all the puppets give Rick a salute and the movie ends. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Those were all my Nails in a Coffin 4 Puppet Master 4. Here's a quick summary of all the Nails I've awarded. Here's the average Nails in a Coffin for the first 4 movies in the Puppet Master franchise. This week's MVP is Blade. He fought off one of the totems and killed him with the assistance of Pinhead and Tunneler. He then had to fight off the final totem till Decapitron was able to charge up his electrical bolts. And after 4 movies, I will say so far Blade is my favorite puppet, and he's the one that stood out to me in Puppet Master 4, and he is this week's MVP. Thanks again for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I definitely had a lot of fun making it. I will see you here next week when I cover Puppet Master 5, the final chapter. It's not really the final chapter. Just wish me luck with these figures. Hopefully Toulon's secret didn't get in my house somewhere, and I'm hopefully got to keep my eye on that Green Goblin figure. So take care, stay safe, be good to each other. I am your friendly neighborhood Uncle Pete, and remember, with great kills, there must also come great nails.